Why hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as ScreenSpeak, and in today's video, this is my spoiler review for the movie Dogman. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright, so brief warning here, there are going to be minor spoilers, like just a bit of spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to know the full premise of Dogman, back out now. I will be talking about the full movie, and some, the majority of the movie, as well as a little non-spoiler. So if you want to stick around for this non-spoiler, be sure to do that. But I saw this last night with my friend Edward, and my friend Edward, we met in college here in a nerd group that I've vlogged before him at the movie theater, and I was going to do a vlog. You know, I do want to do a Paddington vlog when we go see Paddington, so I'm going to do that, a vlog for Captain America and Paddington when the two of us go see Paddington. I'm very excited for that. But what did I think of Dogman? This is such a great family film. If you don't know, I did see the Captain Underpants movie, and it's one of those movies where it fits the tone of the book. This does fit that. Where, first off, the music in this is splendid. The song that they used in the trailer, the Daft Punk song, is amazing. I didn't even know that it was that the song was used in the Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer. And somebody put that in the comment section, and I was like, oh, I gotta go watch that trailer again. It's been years since I watched that movie. Not the movie, not the Wreck-It Ralph 2 movie, but the trailer. And I completely forgot that. I do remember the first Wreck-It Ralph song, like, way more than the second trailer. So, I digress. But the music, the Daft Punk song was great in that trailer, the Dogman trailer. And then there's, like, the super good song by, I forget who even does now, but, like, I Feel Good, it was at the end of the credits. And the animation feels exactly like the books. So, just like the Captain Underpants movie. I didn't watch the animated 2D style Captain Underpants show, because I kind of like the movie style more, which this was heavily inspired by the book style, where I guess there's a Dogman musical as well, but I didn't know that. The cast here works for me. Lil Rel Howery doing the chief voice fits that character. Dogman obviously is doing a dog voice, great. And there's Elsa Fisher is the reporter, and there's also I don't know who did the cameraman's voice, but then Little Petey is the clone, the quote unquote son of Petey, who Petey's played by Pete Davidson. Great casting choice. Apparently, he's read the books growing up, so that was fascinating to hear. Saw that in an interview, and I just love hearing Pete Davidson in this role. Made me go, I love it. And I was watching an interview with Pete Davidson about the movie, and he's like, yeah, it's nice to be in this role, getting to play a villain where I'm not, shot in the face 9 minutes in and not in the movie anymore. Heavily referencing the Suicide Squad that he was in. Great role. Like, I loved him in that role in the Suicide Squad, and he's like, yeah, it's great to not be, shot in the face after 9 minutes. Like, that's funny. I like that. But hearing his voice throughout this whole thing just kind of brought a little bit of joy, even though, well, I'll get more into it in the story, but even though his character is a villain and evil, for what happens progresses, it made me love his acting and the film. It brought a lot of joy. So, like I said, the music's great, animation's great, the cast is great, and Ricky Gervais plays another villain. I'd say the main villain, but you can decipher that with how you want. I feel like the main villain, because then the story, there was stuff that I wasn't aware was going to happen, which happens with a lot of movies, right? But for these kids' movies, right, because there's like a minute or two of footage they repetitively show for their advertisements. It's like, okay, so what's the movie actually about, right? Dogman, part dog, part man being merged together. We know that. But besides that, and Dogman trying to take down Petey, what else is this movie about? And then we see in the trailer that Petey the cat gets cloned, or clones himself, and it's a little Petey. Dogman takes in little Petey and kind of like fathers him, kind of like a stepdad, or not babysitter, but like a just a guardian, right? So there's some nice emotion in that, and there's like a great emotion at the end, which I'll mention. But the underlying story here is that Petey doesn't want to keep little Petey as his son, or just around, because he wants an actual clone of him. And in the midst of that, little Petey brings in Petey's dad, the grandpa, the higher up. And so Petey goes because for his master plan to lure this dead fish that the chief has, named Flippy, into the smokestack of this factory. And in the midst of it, it goes down the wrong pipe, and then it ends up becoming alive by the smoke that it feeds on later, that it clings onto, and then he becomes evil to destroy all do-gooders, and then all the buildings become alive. And I saw this video, I haven't watched it yet, that said, Dogman's kind of disturbing. And I'm like, what do you mean disturbing? Like, it's a kid's movie. Like, have you seen the Captain Underpants movie? There's a literal giant toilet that's alive, and it's and I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about disturbing. But the building has become alive. And so, I watched Sean Chandler's review, and he's like, it's all over the place. I feel like this movie sticks true to its roots, though, in the book style, and it's very fun for kids. I feel like this is one of those movies that I watch it, like I'm almost 21 years old, and I'm watching this going, you know what? This really fits, though. I could turn to, like, 10 or 20 animated films in the past years, not talking about great ones. I'm not talking about mediocre animated films, and go, this fits the bill for what they were trying to portray and get along. It fits. It works for adults, and I feel like DreamWorks does this primarily. Especially there was a great short film before this that was The Bad Guys, and if you have not seen the Bad Guys film, it's so good, and I can't wait for the second one this year. But that film also is really nice for adults and kids, and Dogman is like, I'm not comparing this in any way, shape, or form to The Bad Guys. But I feel like for what it's supposed to be, it fits that bill perfectly. It's not overly jokey. Exactly like, I'll compare it like this. Exactly like Despicable Me 4. Everything I hated about Despicable Me 4 is not in this. And it's perfect. And like, that's when I'm watching this film going, this is perfect. Like, this is the perfect kids movie that adults will watch it and go, I am charmed by it. Like, I'm charmed by it. And that's what animated film should be. Even, I'm not talking about like Across the Spider-Verse, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm not talking about movies like that, or even The Wild Robot. I am talking about movies like this that are aimed for 5 to 10-year-olds that adults can watch and go, that was perfectly charming. So while the final battle is going on, Petey and Dogman have to team up to take down the Flippy the fish and all the giant buildings. They make a giant robotic mailman, because what are I guess fish are afraid of mailman. Dogs are afraid of the mailman, so they create a giant mailman robot and take down Flippy the fish with all the buildings. They attack all the buildings. It was a great final moment. And I just loved all the montages, all the moments, like I said, the animation, the moments, the scenes. The scenes themselves were great from scene to scene. It felt pretty quick, but don't get me wrong, I think the story, like the emotion and all of it, like them teaming up at the end, Dogman and Petey, and then when Petey's captured in the robot suit, and little Petey goes, I wrote you a book, Flippy. And it's just like such a little heartfelt story that I'm sure kids, like, I know I wrote like little drawn books growing up, so I'm like, this looks like the kind of nostalgic. So seeing that there, seeing just the chief go, Petey, you're a do-gooder now, and he's like, no, I'm not. Then goes to the Dogman's doghouse, which reference to Doctor Who. It's bigger on his doghouse is bigger on the inside. I was like, oh, funny moment. I don't know if that's what they were getting at, but it's bigger on the inside. And they go, and Petey's like, little Petey can stay with you for a little while. And he's like, walks off, and he comes back to, I don't forget what happens. He is like, you know what? I'm gonna stay with him. Or he hears the howl and goes back, like, and they all howl together at the end. And there's a building that shows up that's still alive, and it was like the laser disco place, and that's how the movie ends. So it was great, and then they play that super good song. I was hoping they would play the Daft Punk song. I didn't hear it in the theater, but then on the way out of the theater, we get back in the car, and I played the Daft Punk song for Edward, and I was like, I like this song. It was in the trailer. I have no complaints about this movie. It's one of those things, like I said, I'm gonna say this again. Despicable Me 4, there were so many things that I can't, there's nothing good about Despicable Me 4, besides the music that is memorable, that is similar to, like, the first film, like the Minions March and the bom bom bom, but it's like, when you're watching Despicable Me 4, nothing about it is tense, fun, maybe for kids, but when you're watching an animated film, you, as a parent, have to go, wow, that was charming. Like, the first and the second Despicable Me, even the third one has a little bit of charm, but the fourth one is so worn out, nothing about it is fun, or even, like, aw, it's just, what is happening? What is this? Wait, oh my gosh, oh, never. Dogman finds the way to blend the, whoa, that's so cool, with the, aw, the emotion and moments that you want in an animated film like this. So, with that said, this for me is getting a 9 out of 10, A+, 4 out of 5 stars that I would put over on my Letterboxd. Stay tuned, I'm gonna make a short talking about my Letterboxd, so I will be out there. I have Letterboxd, so be sure to check the link. I will be putting that in the description down below. Let me know if you've seen Dogman, and I cannot wait. This was the first film I saw in theaters this year, and so many more to see this year. So what a great start. Wolfman, wasn't great. Dogman was a win. And stay tuned, because Captain America: The Brave New World, better name, very excited to see that film coming up next. Don't know if that's the next review necessarily, but that's the next theater movie I will be watching. So stay tuned for that. If you leave a like, subscribe, follow me on wherever you can on social media these days. If you like, subscribe, follow me, don't forget to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.